How are you?
Hello, darling.
Thank you so much for doing this for us. You say hello to
There's my guy.
You've grown so much.
Oh, that's so big. Come on.
Thanks, Mom. You've got the package? And you think he'll read it?
You did. He's no more spoiled than you were.
A good report. We'll be up in the mountains next weekend.
Love you, sweetheart.
Thanks, Mom. Well, that sounds like a pretty square deal. Do you like camping?
He'll find a reason to miss it. Business trip or something.
Come on.
Where?
Help me with something. Open this. Oh, your father used to love to play with all this old stuff when he was little.
What is it?
It's a dream catcher. Your great-great-grandfather got this from a Sioux medicine man. Set great store by it.
Indians? Wow. What does it do?
Catches dreams. What'd you think? All of Jacob McKay's life is in this box. Don't cut your ear off. That's a scalping knife.
Real scalps?
Are there other kinds? If you like that, you're gonna love this.
Wow. Does it shoot?
I expect it does.
What was he like? Jacob, I mean.
Jacob McKay was a boy about your age when he came west. It's all right here.
A diary?
A journal. It was your grandpa's, then your father's. Now it's yours.
Mine?
You're a McKay. It's important for you to know about your people, your family. Read this.
The great animal is like crashing thunder. Or maybe the sound of roaring wind.
As I, Jacob McKay, write these words, I'm in my 75th year. To you, my posterity, my family, yet unborn, I leave a record of the most significant events in my life. Events that changed me and my thinking forever. I was only 14 in the year 1850. And that was the year our family came west. My father, John McKay, had been a shipwright in New Hampshire his entire life. So he decided to make a new beginning for the family in the gold fields of California. It was late in the fall, and we'd been left behind by the rest of the wagon train. My mother's name was Emma. She was a strong, willful woman, but a loving and caring person. I don't think she was too happy to leave. She was expecting her third child, and the trip had been hard for her. My younger brother, Toby, was excited about coming. He loved it. And I guess I did too. I'd read quite a lot about the West. Of all the things I wanted to see, I wanted to see a real mountain man more than anything in the world. My family had sold everything before we began the trip. When I left New Hampshire, my schoolmaster gave me this journal to record an account of the journey. Mother's being sick had forced us to stop while she regained her strength. What little my parents owned had to all fit into one small wagon.
Did you and your brother feed and water the animals?
Yes, sir.
I did all the work.
You did not. You just complained about it.
There is enough work to go around here without you arguing about who did what. Do you write every day?
I try to.
That's good. Writing is very important. Might have been you could have done something with it. Now,
Papa,
Yes?
are we gonna be rich in California?
We're not going to California to get rich. God willing, we may create a better life for ourselves.
our life was so terrible in New Hampshire.
When you work for someone else, no matter how comfortable you are, you really have nothing. Nothing of any value at any rate. Like the freedom to make your own choices.
Do you think we'll meet a mountain man?
Not likely. That's probably the only mountain man you'll see.
Yeah, ain't none left no more.
Any. There aren't any anymore. Obviously wasted my time trying to teach you good grammar.
The axle's broken. It's snapped in two.
Well, can it be fixed?
Not before the snow comes.
This is more than bad luck, John. Winter's too close.
We'll have to build a shelter. I know we can salvage a lot of this.
It was too late in the season to go. Everyone told us that.
We will survive. God willing.
God is not willing. That ought to be clear by now. And what about the children? Jacob gave up a chance to have a real education. John McKay, you know about building ships, not about how to build a life out here. You don't know anything about this country. None of us do. Now we're gonna have to pay the price for this dream of yours, including this child I'm carrying.
Emma, there's plenty of time before...
No, there isn't. There isn't. I didn't want to worry you. The baby's due
in 2 months. Not 4. God tried to hide it.
Looks like the mules went off that way into the trees. I don't know about the goats.
We'll have to look for them. We have to worry about surviving first.
Can't carry the meat. Hides ain't worth nothing no more. We're like that, Zeke. Past our time. Could be settlers here already.
Roots, berries, anything we can use. Be careful. Don't go too far. Don't take any chances. Jacob, you're in charge. Whether you find the animals or not, I want you back by sundown.
Yes, sir.
Watch out for your little brother.
Okay. Come on, hurry up. Where did you get that?
Found him.
Well, put him down. We don't have time for that.
I'm hungry. Can I have some of these berries we found?
I told you that we had to save. How many have you already had?
Not many. Hey, look!
Indians.
Let's get out of here.
No, wait a minute, wait a minute. Maybe there's no one there. Maybe they all left. Could be something we could use in there. Come on.
Look at all this stuff.
You know, I think someone lives here. I think we better go.
Let's check some of this.
You crazy? Do you want to get scalped? What do you suppose this is?
I don't know. Maybe something to catch fish?
We were just looking for food.
It means dark wind. That's his name. He wants to know what you're doing in his lean-to.
Most of my life, I yearned to see a real mountain man. And then, there he was. It was like coming face to face with your dreams.
Well, speak up, boy. Lessen your deed. What you doing with the man's possibles?
Our wagon was destroyed by a bear. We were looking for supplies.
Monto. Huayonca.
Oh, eh? Montrelanca?
Huh?
Oh,
The old man's a little angry at you for messing with his possessions. The Darkwind here is a medicine man for the Sioux. They regard that bear you saw as a spirit of the land. They call him Walking Thunder. And it ain't safe for you to be out on your own. Where's your kin?
It's not far.
An hour still till dark. They'll be here.
You should have told me about the baby.
Yeah, I suppose I should have. But you were intent on going.
I thought you wanted a new life, too.
I've known for a long time that you weren't happy. You wanted something more. I didn't come because I wanted it. I came because you wanted it. That's how it works when you love someone.
Papa, Indians!
Old Bear done you in pretty good, didn't he? Name's Murdoch. Found these two rummaging through the old man's digs. Ain't too happy about it either.
See? A real redskin, Mama, just like Jacob read about in his book. I thought he was gonna scalp us, sure.
Don't suppose you folks got any victuals, do you?
We have sufficient for our needs.
Well, that ain't exactly what I meant. See, the old Indian and me, we could use a hot meal if you're so inclined.
El watch.
We're obliged for all your help. Won't you stay and take supper with us? Both of you.
Thank you kindly.
On a walké ho trompier. Chance na ye chelasna. Hotrai.
Walking Thunder existed from the beginning. The ancients knew that his strength and power were of the Great Spirit. His footsteps
were like the rushing of great waters. His roar, a thunderclap in the night sky. The bear, walking thunder, had dominion over the land.
Dominion over all the earth.
Walké money.
Darkwind was a medicine man to the Sioux Nation. He spoke for Walking Thunder. He sang the death song for his eldest son. The Great Bear had taken his son's life in sacrifice for the old man. And right here in these very mountains, Darkwind's son was known as the tribe's greatest hunter, but this day, Darkwind himself had found meat for the tribe. It was a she-bear. He didn't know he'd hunted and killed the mate of Walking Thunder himself. The son had thought his father was in danger. The very act of trying to save his father was now to be an act of ultimate sacrifice. His son was a swift runner, but could never be faster than Walking Thunder. He said it was ordained by the Great Spirit. Darkwind knew that the outcome of this deadly race was already decided. His son would be offered in the old man's place for his transgression.
Well, it's late. You're welcome to stay the night with us and join us for breakfast in the morning.
Folks, I ain't one to stick my nose where it ain't wanted, but I'll be heading up to Horse Creek Rendezvous. Now, they ain't got an axle up there, but they got a few things that you're gonna need to get through the winter. If you have a mind, I can do some trading for you.
We don't have much money.
It don't take much money.
We do need supplies, John.
Let me go. I can watch out for us. I can take on the responsibility. You're always saying that.
Jacob, you're only 14.
14 is old enough.
Please?
Well,
I can do it, Papa.
well, all right. Jacob will go with you. If that's all right, Mr. Murdoch.
It was a dream come true. I was going to the last mountain man rendezvous with a real mountain man.
Remember, we need a cow, a milk cow. With a baby on the way, it's important. That's all the money we have. You be careful.
My parents were concerned for me, though Papa hid it. But I wasn't afraid. I knew I'd be all right with someone as great as Abner Murdoch.
Bring me some, Jacob. Don't forget.
Why would I bring you anything? I won't forget.
Abner told my parents that Darkwind would stay and help them start to build a shelter. The medicine man was old and didn't move with the tribe to the winter hunting grounds anymore.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Abner Murdoch knew more about living in the wilderness than anybody I'd ever known before. Certainly more than my father. He said if you want to survive out here, you had to think like the animals think.
You missed.
Matter of perspective.
Can't always believe what your eyes tell you.
There was no time for venison on the trail, but Abner said wild chucker was better anyway, and easier to clean.
Yeah, it looks right about ready.
Let me have that.
Yeah. Take that right off.
It was the most delicious thing I'd ever tasted.
Thank you.
Abner told me about his life as a mountain man, how he'd come from Illinois at 14, my age, how he'd learned about surviving and living in the Rocky Mountains from the Indian nations. Yep, he'd just about done it all. He was one of the last of them. Men like Jim Bridger and John Colter. Murdoch was the last real mountain man. He taught us about living in the open and what it meant to be part of the land. At the time, I remember thinking how much my father really didn't know about life out here. It seemed to me my father wasn't a real man. At least, not the kind of man Abner was. Abner knew everything, and I wanted to be like him more than anything in the world.
I wish my father knew as much as you did.
What makes you think you don't?
Well, I just mean that you'll know more about surviving than Papa ever will. He's just a boat builder from New Hampshire.
Well, I don't know how to build a boat, do you? You think living life in the saddle makes you a man? You don't. It takes more guts sometimes to raise a family than it does to run off to the mountains.
Well, I just mean that you'll never be a Jim Bridger or anything.
Oh, you know Jim Bridger, did you?
Yeah, I know everything about him. You know, how he found Yellowstone and started Fort Bridger and killed more Crow warriors than any man alive.
Now, where'd you hear all that?
Oh, I didn't hear it. I read it in this.
What's this? What's it say?
Oh, it says, Jim Bridger, King of the Mountains.
King? Jim Bridger? I hardly think so. He didn't do none of that. John Coulter's the one nearly lost his hair running through Yellowstone. Liver Eater Johnson killed more crows than Bridger ever even seed. And the only reason they named a fort after him was because he won a bet with a politician in a poker match.
I thought that...
Best get your facts straight, boy. Before that mouth here gets you in some serious trouble.
Sweetheart, you fetch me some water. Hurry.
Thank you, Emma. We should have all the foundation logs in today.
Inela.
Yeah, Neela. What is it? There's something up there. I'm gonna go see.
Toby?
You stay here by the cabin.
Toby!
Toby, back to your mother.
The story was true.
How do you do, friend? Good to see you again. Sorry if had some of your stock in the back room for me.
What do you want for him? I asked you how much.
How much for what?
What do you mean, what, you squinty-eyed runt? The horse.
He's not for sale.
Everything's for sale around here, boy. I want that horse. How much?
He's not mine. I'm just watching him.
You stole him, huh?
No, it's Mr. Murdoch's. I'm just watching him.
I guess Mr. Murdoch won't mind if I watch his horse for a while now, will he?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize, boy. This is rendezvous. They get all kinds here. You do have to be careful, though. Got me some corn whiskey. You want a swig?
I don't drink.
I didn't think so. You mind if I do? Ain't none better. Or, closer, anyway.
Woo!
Howdy, friend.
Whatever you need, friend, it is all here. Don't be afraid to ask, huh? Good Pennsylvania steel, that trap.
Very nice. What we need are building supplies. 10-penny nails, hammer, saw.
Have it all I do and more. Best prices at Rendezvous. Angus Campbell will not be undersold.
Do you have any hard candy?
Well, sure. And I'd be a sorry merchant without sweets now, wouldn't I? Here you are, laddies. One free sample.
How much for the saw?
$1.25.
Give me the bag of candy, I'll give you $1.
Sold!
Just head on over and pick out that milk cow your pa wants.
I don't know anything about cows.
Well, I sure don't. You ask me, it ain't a cow your pa needs. What your pa needs is a rifle.
He's got a shotgun.
That ain't a rifle. Out here, you don't have a rifle, you ain't gonna survive. Now, these cap and ball pieces are all right, but you lose a percussion cap, and it ain't no better than a club. Now, this flintlock works no matter what. You lose the flint, you just pick another one up off the ground. Well, you like them, do you?
It's beautiful.
Colonel Colt's Navy revolver. You just load it up on Sunday, you shoot it the rest of the week.
That's the gospel, my friends. 36 caliber, 6-shot Navy Colt. Finest sidearm ever made. Won't find a better belt gun on the frontier.
Nor a more expensive one. Took me more than a year of trapping to earn this one.
May I take a look at that? It's nice, thank you.
I'd like to look at the Kentucky rifle, please.
Done, my friend. You know quality when you see it. Now, let's take a look at the workmanship. Go on and touch it, rub it, rub your hands on it. Rub it won't bite you.
I seen it. It's got a bag full of gold sovereigns. I seen them.
Lakota Sioux believe it's a great spirit. I seen it once, and believe you me, once was enough. Stood near 12 foot tall. Arms outspread alone measured more than the length of an Injun cayuse pony. I ain't never seen the like of it foreigner since. Hellfire, the skin alone would fetch more than 100 gold dollars.
We all heard of this ghost bear. No one has actually seen it. Must be the liquor talking.
Ain't no liquor talking, Ansel Richter. What do you know anyway? I tell you, I seen it myself with my own 2 eyes. Bigger than the mountain it was, too. You hear it, you know why the Injuns call it walk-in thunder.
He's right. I've seen it too.
You seen the bear? You seen it around here?
Now, friends, you know how young'uns are. He just wished he'd seen the bear. He wants to kill it with his pocket knife.
No, wait. Let the boy speak. Maybe he has seen it. Maybe he did. Isn't that right, boy?
Well, maybe I haven't seen it.
Maybe you just smelled him, huh?
Now what exactly did you see? Huh?
I didn't see anything, sir.
Sir? Been called a lot of things in my life. Never been called sir. This isn't the army, you know.
Well, maybe that's because sir is a sign of respect, something that scalpers ain't accustomed to.
Maybe you haven't heard, but scalping's illegal. I've never done anything illegal in my life.
Now, Ansel, that ain't exactly true. I seem to remember you and your amigos doing some time for some long-distance target shooting on some Blackfeet.
You never changed, do you, Ab? You always thought you were better than the rest of us. Well, you ain't bear squat to me.
Well, now, bear squat is something I reckon you know a thing or two about. Of course, the rest of what you're saying is just that.
You're calling me a liar.
Don't need to. Don't need to call a skunk neither. You can already tell by the smell.
How does that feel, squaw man? Get him!
You're right. He shouldn't have called you, sir. Track?
What is it?
The rider's moving ahead of us.
What does that mean?
Means we ain't alone. Somebody decided to tag along. Could be after our goods.
Well, you said they're ahead of us, though. They're not following us.
That's an old buffalo hunter's trick. Figure out where the herd is going, and you wait for them.
Mr. Murdoch? Can I ask you a question?
You've a mind?
At the rendezvous, what did they mean by squaw man?
I took me a Sioux woman to wife some years back.
Married an Indian woman?
Married's a white man's term, but it was something like that. Richter tried to offend me by saying it, but ain't no offense to be taken.
So where is she?
I left her and a young'un a long time ago. They weren't much good at taking care of them. They always had a roof over their head and plenty to eat. But it takes more than that.
So you think those tracks are people following us?
Probably.
Well, don't you think we should keep the fire low and, not attract any attention?
It's getting cold tonight, don't you want to stay warm?
Well, I'd rather be safe.
Why don't you get some sleep?
Mr. Murdoch!
They're gone.
You tricked me with the fire.
Well, I figured they'd move on us late.
You used me as bait.
Well, you don't catch nothing without bait.
Yeah, well... What if it shot first?
Well, they didn't.
I was starting to understand about the laws of the wilderness. If you aren't the hunter, you're the prey. Abner Murdoch lived by those laws.
Down there by the creek.
What?
Let's get a closer look. Elves will fetch a fair sum.
You're not gonna shoot him, are you?
Well, they're not gonna make it through the winter anyway.
Please don't.
Boy, you're gonna have to learn. If you're gonna make it in the mountains, you gotta take what Providence sends your way.
Mama, it looks like a real house. I gotta show Darkwind.
Be finished in a week or so. As soon as I get those supplies they're bringing.
Yeah, they'll be here soon. Winter's in the air. You can smell it.
Mama, you think Jacob's been killed by now?
Don't you talk like that, Tobias McKay. Your brother's just fine, and he's going to be here soon. And it's killed, not kilt. Mind your grammar.
I didn't mean anything by it. Besides, he could have been scalped.
Oh, horse feathers. Go on and do your chores.
All right.
Howdy, folks! Hope we didn't startle you. We've been traveling for a while. Could do with some food if you have any to spare, and get out of this weather.
You run into trouble?
Some bloodcoat had his rifle backfire. Almost took his head off.
Yeah, he's lucky, though. Just took off a little piece of his eye.
Well, we've a little stew. If you have a mind to partake, I wouldn't turn you away.
That'll be kind of you. We'd be obliged.
This wound is deep.
Yeah, took him by surprise. He never seen it coming.
You did this with your own rifle.
He doesn't talk. He can't. His vocal cords have been severed.
Well, cut real good by Blackfoot a couple years back. Ain't never gonna talk again. Ever. Ain't that right, half-breed? Go ahead. Show her.
You Indian hunters?
Toby.
Buffalo, boy. Buffalo. We haven't had much luck either. Oh, we hear there's been a bear seen in this area. Have you run across it?
I'd say. He wrecked our wagon.
You didn't shoot him, did you?
You're not after the bear, are you?
Not exactly what we're after, but if we see him, we might take him. So, are you folks planning on staying here?
Might be.
You'll need some more supplies, I reckon.
Jacob and Abner went to get some more. Pop already paid for them.
Is that a fact?
There are more settlers coming. We just happen to be the first to arrive. An advance party.
That's funny. I didn't see any others.
I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't smoke. It's not a habit we hold with.
God-fearing folk. Don't suppose you drink either.
It's not my place to tell you what to do. This is our home. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't indulge in front of the boy.
Didn't mean any disrespect. You know, being Christian folk, you better watch yourselves. The Indians don't care what God you believe in. They'll take your scalp as easy as the next.
I see you feel the same.
Injun ain't folk. Don't take scalp no more, ain't no money in it. But if and they're ever worth something again, there's one to pay for the meal.
I think you better go.
We may come back this way again, you never know. See how you're doing?
Who's gonna read that? I never thought about it. I guess me when I'm older. Or maybe even my son, or even his son.
Getting the family right quick there, ain't you? Never had much need for book learning myself. I do know how to write my name, though.
Mama says everyone should read and write.
Well, I suspect she's right. Not much need for it out here, though. More important to learn how to read the signs.
Signs?
That's what I've been teaching you, boy. This country will speak to you if you know how to listen.
So like you said, that goat goes.
I can smell it. Why don't we just go in there and kill them? Steal the gold. They don't know their backside from a box banjo know-how.
But people will know about some now.
I still say we should go in there and scalp them. Blame it on the Sioux.
No. No surprise. So no one will be the wiser.
Mama! Papa, Toby!
Oh, you're all right.
Yes, I'm fine.
We thought you were scalped.
We're scalping. Don't you talk like that. Oh, thank you for bringing him back safe.
Or no problem. Your husband's making fine progress on your cabin.
Yeah, John went hunting. Where's the cow your father asked you to buy?
We needed this more. So I decided not to buy the cow.
Jacob, that was all the money we had.
Pop doesn't understand how to survive out here, Mama.
It's probably my fault, Mrs. Expect I give the boy some ideas.
Well, I'm going to let you be the one to tell him.
Some men come here last night.
Came here.
Jacob, do you bring me anything?
Now, why would I bring you anything, huh? Huh? Jump! Jump! Woo.
What'd those men want, Miss McKay?
Oh, food. One of them was hurt.
How so?
He said his gun backfired on him.
Where'd your husband go off hunting to?
North?
Maybe I'll head on up there myself, under my hand.
Is something...
Oh, no, there's no problem.
Well, I'm much obliged to you.
Very welcome. Son, I want you to look out for your ma and your brother, you understand? Load up that rifle, keep a sharp eye out, and don't take no chances.
Something wrong?
It could be.
All up here if you want to keep your hair.
Who is it? I ain't sure. You stay here, I'm gonna double back around.
Hugh. Hugh.
We are in your debt, Mr. Murdoch.
No need for Mister. Just Murdoch will be fine. You folks is lucky you made it this far. These Uintas is rough territory. No, I'm heading out to Fort Bridger for the winter, but I'll be glad to stay and help you finish your cabin before I go.
You're a good Christian man, sir.
Well, I don't reckon I'm all that Christian, missus. But I do believe you folks deserve a fair shot.
I know I'm not as wise out here as you, but we'll manage. You do think those Crow warriors will be back?
Weren't Crow that tried to kill you this morning.
But I thought...
You're thinking like a settler. This ain't New Hampshire.
Well, how did you know it wasn't the Crow?
The Sioux, the Cheyenne, the Arapaho, they all have seams running down the inside of their moccasins, points turned in so the prints look pigeon-toed. The Crow's hide is tanned so smooth there ain't no sign of a seam nowhere.
Well, then it was another tribe.
Oh. The prints I saw this morning had a seam running right down the middle. Aren't from any of the nations. Them's from white men.
It's the men from the rendezvous.
That's a good guess.
Papa and Abner finished what was left in just a few days. For the first time, I noticed a kind of new respect between them. Abner told us that the Crow War Party was still around. They were on a hunt. But according to Darkwind, the spirit of the land was with us. And Crow and Sioux had been blood enemies since before the beginning of time.
Go ahead, Jacob.
It works.
He's praying for your lives to be filled with plenty.
What's he doing now?
He's leaving a few things to bless your lodge with. Salt from the deer lick, so's you'll have savor in your life. Jerked elk meat, so's you won't know hunger. And a dream catcher to hang above your door.
What's a dream catcher?
The Sioux believe that dreams fill the lodge and then come true. A dream catcher catches the bad dreams while you sleep. So's only good dreams come true.
After a few days, Abner said if those men were coming back, they'd have been here by now.
Emma made you some food for the trail. It ain't much, but it's filling.
Much obliged.
Do you have to go?
If I'm gonna make it to Bridger before the snow fills that pass, I gotta leave now. You take care to remember everything you learned. Here.
Travel safely.
Lay in all the stories you can and listen to the medicine man. He knows more about these parts than anybody. Keep your scalp.
We'll be just fine.
He knows more than any of us, Papa.
You had. No time for this.
No, he's mine.
Aquí, Amale!
Jack!
You're dead, idiot.
Try howling with that, medicine man. Get the bear!
Toby! You've got chores to do.
Oh, Mama, do I have to?
I need some firewood. Please bring it to me. Now!
Jim gets gone. I'm stuck here with a stupid Mama! Darkwind!
John! The ball went right through his shoulder. He's lost a lot of blood.
They could be coming here, following him.
Who?
Whoever did this.
Are we gonna fight him, Papa?
I hope we don't have to, son. But we best be ready.
I wish Abner was here. He'd know what to do.
Is he dead yet?
No, he's not dead yet. Surprised he's not.
Well, does he still need his moccasins?
Toby McKay, please go out and help your father.
Got my alarm done.
Well, at least that'll slow him down.
Not much. If Abner was here,
He'd know what to do. Suppose he would. I don't know much about this sort of thing, do I?
No. I mean, you know a lot of things.
Your mother was right. I took you away from everything you ever loved.
Papa, I'm sorry about the gun. I mean, buying it instead of the cow.
Looks like you were right now, doesn't it? You're becoming a man. I forget about that sometimes. It's important you learn to make your own decisions.
Hit me! Hit me! Hit me! Hit me!
Tougher than I thought. But not tough enough.
Take cover! Hard move! Move!
Stop it! Or I'll kill him! I swear it! All right, where's the gold? Did you find it?
There isn't any gold.
You lie! I seen it!
He's not lying. There isn't any gold.
Where is it? She said there ain't no gold. Well, looks like you whooped him some.
Behind you!
That wasn't so tough.
Weren't so tough. And what your mother says.
Hey, why'd you come back?
I don't know. A friend persuaded me, I guess. It's time we laid in some stores for the winter. Which means you have some work to do with that rifle.
The men had decided to head north and hunt. Papa didn't want to leave us alone, but he knew that we needed the meat. And they had to lay in enough to last the winter. They left that very day. I was in charge, my father said. That scared me some. Because none of us knew what happened to those men, or where they went. While the men were gone, Mother got closer and closer to her time. The night it happened, we were all alone.
Jacob, you get me some hot boiling water, honey. I need you to help me, sweetheart.
I don't know how. Maybe isn't time yet.
Jake, what are we gonna do?
No.
Toby and I tried to help as best we could. Then the old Indian Dark Wind came into the cabin and took charge. Toby and I were pretty happy to see him. That old man stayed right next to Mother, helping her through her ordeal.
Drink it, Mama. Darkwind's gonna help you.
It was a baby girl. Toby and I had a sister.
Właśnie. Bila moje.
I didn't know until many years later, when I learned some of the language of the Sioux, that the old man was praying for us that day. I still remember that prayer and the old man's voice as he chanted it. Walking thunder, hear me. The voice I send is weak, but it's my heart that speaks. Give them the strength to walk the soft earth, that they may face the wind and walk the good road to the day of quiet. Hear me, because the time is accomplished as you have shown. It was the most beautiful prayer I think I'd ever heard before or since. Dark Wind had seen the future, and the day my sister was born, he went to meet it.
Papa, the baby!
Been here today. We ain't never gonna get that bear. I'm not leaving you empty-handed.
Rest of the venison's down there in the ground larder.
We've got company.
It's Richter.
Yeah.
Shots.
Take more than that to kill him. You stay here. Get in!
We hit that, Prius. I know it.
Where is he? I know I hit him. I knowed it. I knowed it.
Can't have gone that far. What is that? I don't like the look of this, Richter. It's that old medicine man. Take care of him once and for all.
What if he really is bad medicine? Shut up! Taste my bad medicine.
Singing out that song, oh man. That's good.
Get him! Go on, get him!
I think you just run out of magic, old man.
Hold it. Check the gun.
You don't have it in you, boy.
Let me at him!
Go get him.
Where's Jacob?
Your friend isn't gonna help you now, Sonny. I'm taking your hair.
Papa.
Showed up out of nowhere. Kind of glad he did.
He came to help us.
I just had a feeling, son.
You done good. Both of you.
I couldn't believe that my father had come after us. I never looked at him quite the same ever again. He was more of a man than I'd thought. To this day, I can still see Darkwind's face as he followed the great bear. Abner said Weasel and Bloodcoat had run off when my father came back. Abner told us that he was going to make sure they didn't come back. Ever. Abner said he'd come back in the spring to check on us. Said he'd take me along when he came back. And then he gave me his Navy Colt revolver that I had admired so much. Said a man needed a good sidearm out here. I knew I'd never be a mountain man like him, and I told him so. He told me I'd do better to be a man like my father anyway. That a real man was someone who took care of the folks who counted on him. As I watched him ride off, I knew he was right. And I never saw him again.
Finished? All of it?
How'd you know I'd read it?
I figured you wouldn't. But your father did. Seems he's right.
For me?
What'd you think? Yes, for you. Now write in it.
I will.
I realized I was more like my father than I'd ever thought. Because what's really important isn't something you own. It isn't something you hold in your hand. More than that, it's staying with the land, working hard, and raising your family. Those ideals don't make a man weak. They make you a man. There were a lot of stories we heard about the old man and the bear in later years. The mountain men used to say that the bear called Walking Thunder had died that day, and the old medicine man buried him in a secret place. And on that very spot was born the most pure spring water ever found in the Rocky Mountains. Medicine men of all nations years later insisted that Darkwind healed the great bear with his powerful medicine, and the two roamed the mountains together. And finally, at the end of their lives, they were taken to the Great Spirit's bosom without ever tasting death. The Sioux have a saying, "What is life? It's the flash of the firefly in the night. It's the breath of the buffalo in the wintertime. It's the little shadow which runs across the tall grass and loses itself. Life is not long or short. It just is." But I like to think that Walking Thunder lived for many more years, longer than any bear has ever survived. To me, he is the spirit of this land. And like the land, like our family, that spirit goes on forever.